in to my right we have Oomph, and in seat 1 we have Abby, in seat 2 Melinda, seat 3 Bailey, who is the captain, seat 4 is Emma, and seat 5 is Lindsay.
All right. So just an exhortation to remember that you need to be rising when you win the jump. Do not sit there. If we have to wonder if you're rising, you're not rising. Okay, so make it obvious to us. Yes?
So if I jump like this and I go up, does that count as continuous motion?
If you do it like that, that's continuous motion and it's up too.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
All right, yes. So yes, the spirit of the rule I think is that your continuous motion is up.
So
I've
if
had
I go like this and then 2 seconds later just...
Do not do that. That would be, unacceptable. I've had kids almost sit back down and say, well, it was continuous motion. Yes, but that's not the spirit of the rule, right? The spirit of the rule is that you're rising continuously. Do we have any non-standard jumpers? I should have asked that. No, I don't see that. Okay. We are going to snap instead of clapping here because when we clap it sounds like we opened a door to the next room and they can hear it, and we're trying to ask them to not do the same. So I will speak up when it gets loud in the hallway. When it gets loud next door, I want you to speak up too. Situational awareness. So if it gets loud, you need to be loud. Yes?
I have a question. I don't know how to slap. Can I just do this?
That works. That's quiet.
Cool.
Yes. Yes, Mr. Sires was in here for the previous quiz and he snaps louder than most of us clap.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Let's get the lights out. 2 over here. There we go. No. All right. Time in question according to 1 Corinthians 15:4. Elevate 5. Finish the question.
15:14. 15:14 quote.
Not a quote. Sorry. If. Question according to 1 Corinthians 7:14. What would your Oof 1. Finish the question.
What would your children be unclean? 7:14. What would your children be unclean otherwise?
That's it. 20 points. Question according to 2 Corinthians 4:17. What it Oof 5. Finish the question.
What is preparing us for an eternal way to going beyond comparison before this life momentary affliction?
20 points. Question according to 2 Corinthians 2:13 to Oof 5. Finish the question.
2:13 to must be not stated by the text. So typically when I'm starting, to where did I run into my starting?
20 points. Question according to 2 Corinthians 1:7. Why resistance free? Finish the question.
Why is your fear unshaken? For we know that as you share in their sufferings, you also share in their comfort.
20 points. Question according to 1 Corinthians 1:16. What? Oof 1. Finish the question.
What do I not know whether I baptize anyone else?
20 points. Question according to 2 Corinthians 12:15. What will elevate 2? Finish the question.
What will? What will? What will I most gladly spend to be spent for your souls? What will I most gladly be?
20 points. Question according to 1 John 2:28. In what? Oop 4. Finish the question.
1 John 2:28. In what?
Time's up.
Ooh, almost there. Good try. Time out.
The question I heard is, in what did I not shrink?
If that was a question, it's in what may we not shrink from him. Thank you. Good try.
I honestly really heard all of that in there when she was quoting through.
I heard all the words, but I didn't hear was a clear question and answer. I heard
But
shame as the answer.
In what made I not shrink? And then she went back through and quoted all that and got that, I feel.
I did not, the core question would be, in what may we not shrink? I heard all the words, but I didn't hear that as a question. I'm sorry, you're overruled.
But when she gives the answer and then goes back and quotes as the question, as she's quoting through, I believe that should have been correct, but I will stand by your decision.
Yeah, I'll just clarify. Yes, I totally allow you to give the answer first, always. Simply quoting through the verse without a pause to show that this is my question, or an inflection of your voice to show that it's your question. Simply quoting through the verse will not get a 20 points from me. Okay, I do need to hear it as a question. Okay? Yep. Time and question according to 2 Corinthians 6:3 and what? 5. Finish the question.
6:3 in we put off what we put off right?
Different question.
Take it off.
Question according to 1 Corinthians 14:26. 3. Finish the question.
14:26. 14:26. When you come together, what does
It was a quote. Good try.
13er.
Question according to 1 Corinthians 12:21. What? Elevate 5. Finish the question.
12:21. What? What cannot the eye say to the hand, I have no need of you? What cannot?
A different question. Time out. I know I'm going to get challenged on this. I've looked at this a lot. Your answer is what's in quotes, but the answer has to be the I. And it's only one question on this verse. The answer has to be the I, not what was said. And that's, I've done it too. I have this memorized. I've done the same thing, and I want to say, what cannot the eye say to the hand? I have no need of you. But it's what cannot say to the hand, I have no need of you? The I. That's the what we're looking for. Okay? You'll want to know this for Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have one word to say to this.
Yes. Amen. All right. Here we go. Time in question according to 1 Corinthians 13:2. If what? 1. Finish the question.
If what? If I if I have no Christ, I understand all mysteries and all knowledge, if I have all faith, so as to remove mountains, but have not love.
20 points. Question according to 2 Corinthians 9:8. Quote. Resistance 3.
And God is able to make all grace abound to you, so that having all sufficiency in all things at all times, you may abound in every good work.
Amen.
Good job.
Question according to 1 Corinthians 3:22. What? Elevate 1. Finish the question.
According to 1 Corinthians 3:22, what? What are yours all?
20 points. Question according to 1 Corinthians 5:6. What is not? 2. Finish the question.
5:6, what is not? 5:6 is not. What is not good? You're boasting.
20 points. Question according to 1 Corinthians 15:11. Quote. 1.
15:11. Whether that those I or those silly creatures so you.
20 points.
Timeout.
Nice.
Substitution.
Yep.
I'm gonna put Layla in C1 for Abby.
Layla coming into 1. Okay. Oh, did you tell me she's a foot jumper?
Yes, she is.
Well, no, but I mean, just so you know, when somebody first comes into the quiz, the coach has to tell the quiz master that it's a non-standard jumper, or I have to give you a technical foul. I'm not going to because I noticed it, but just an FYI, I know quiz masters or quiz coaches have gotten technical fouls this tournament, so just an FYI. Okay. Time in question according to 1 Corinthians 4:15. Whom? Elevate 1. Finish the question.
According to 1 Corinthians 4:15, whom? Whom do you have, countless guys? In
20
Christ?
points. Question according to 1 Corinthians 11:27. Elevate 5. Finish the question.
1 Corinthians 11:27. Quote.
Not a quote. Long reference. Sorry. Good try.
Good try.
13er, air out.
Shiloh in seat 5.
Shiloh's in 5 for elevate. We miss your energy, Nikolai.
That's fine.
Yes.
He's still here.
Yes.
I'll do better next quiz.
All right.
44 seconds, first half.
Thank you.
Time in question according to 1 John 3:20. When is 4? Finish the question.
First John 3:20, when is if God's greater than hurting everything, when is God greater than hurting everything, whenever hurting themselves?
There it is, 20 points. Question according to 1 Corinthians 10:15 as to 2. Finish the question.
10:15 as to 10:15 as to whom do I speak sensible people?
20 points. Question according to 3 John 1:9. Who does not? 4. Finish the question.
3 John 1:9, whom does not who does not acknowledge our authority in church, does not acknowledge our authority, reverence in the church, and who does not acknowledge
Okay, 20 points. Time out. Sorry. It diatrophies is everybody pronounces it different. And I was like, did she say diatrophies or something like that? How do you pronounce it?
I memorized it wrong.
No, there's no wrong. We don't know how it's pronounced. How do you say it? Like Demetrius?
Something like that.
Oh, okay. So just an FYI, coach, make sure she learns how to pronounce it because you can't use different consonants. You can pronounce, so diatrophies, okay? So just a minor thing, but make sure you fix that, okay? All right.
Buzz, buzz, buzz. That's
All right, that is the half. Let's hear what the scores are.
Okay, to my left we have resistance with no team errors, 1 quizzer answering correctly and 40 points. In the center we have elevate with 3 team errors, 2 quizzers answering correctly and 60 points. And to the right we have oomph with 3 team errors, 4 quizzers answering and 200 points.
1 minute.
That's a different name. But I can't tell. It's really hard here.
Yeah, I was listening for a name.
I never heard a name, but I think it's because I wasn't getting the name I was looking for. But I thought, no, people do pronounce it different. You know, sometimes when they pronounce it different,
Yeah,
something's
I mean-
totally different. Okay, yeah.
That's what that stands for.
And if somebody said diatrepus, where's that? Diatrepus.
I call it probably
diatrepus.
diatrep.
And that's fine too.
Yeah.
All of that would be fine. Yeah.
I tend to go Spanish in my pronunciation of words whenever I don't know how to say something.
Did you study Spanish?
Yeah. It's really easy to read Spanish. You can read anything in Spanish.
Mm-hmm. 10 seconds.
Thank you.
It's all good.
You're doing 2 jobs.
Not really. 2 seconds.
I may have had a small bit.
And that's time, coaches. Come on back.
Half time, second half. All right.
Resistance, will you be making any subs?
Yes, we will. Abram will be going into seat 1.
Guys, let's be quiet so we can hear the subs.
For
So,
resistance, Abram will be going into seat 1.
Thank
and
you.
Lucas will be going into seat 2.
Abram in 1 and Lucas in 2. And how about elevate? Any changes?
No changes.
And oomph.
No, thank you.
All right. Lights out. There we go. Time in question according to 2 Corinthians 8:13. Resistance 3. Finish the question.
8:13. What do I not mean that? It should be easy.
The other one. Good try. Question according to 2 Corinthians 11:18. Oomph 5. Finish the question.
11:18. According to 20 minutes, according to 5.
20 points. Question according to 1 Corinthians 9:10. Who should thresh? Oomph 2. Finish the question.
Who should thresh in hope the thresher?
20 points. Question according to Jude 1:2. May what? Oomph 1. Finish the question. 20 points.
Bonus.
Question according to 2 John 1:2. What abides? Oomph 4. Finish the question.
2 John 1:2. What truth abides in us will be with us. What abides in us, the truth abides in us will be with us forever.
20 points. Question according to 2 Corinthians 13:10 in Oomph 5. Finish the question.
13:10 in. 13:10 in. On this, what was George's professors? And what live in peace?
Different question. Question according to 1 Corinthians 14:31. Oomph 3. Finish the question.
14:31.
20 points.
Good job.
Bonus.
Question, according to 1 Corinthians 6:5, to what do resistance 2, finish the question. Yeah, sorry, that'll be in there. And that might be why you didn't have a nice smooth jump up, just so you know, coming part ways up and then stopping and then continuing, that is not okay. So I'm guessing you stopped because it wasn't your material, but just don't, it needs to be a nice smooth jump up, okay? We need to see perceptible upward movement.
I do have a substitution with class set.
Yes.
I have Layla going I have Abby going to seat 1 fully.
All right.
And
Abby
she's
coming
going
in.
to be jumping with her legs in a continuous upward motion.
Yes.
And I would like to ask Tom.
401, second half.
401. All right. Time in question according to 1 Corinthians 10:4. Who drank? 1. Finish the question.
Who drank St. Peter's drink?
20 points.
Time out, quiz out, perfect.
I have Layla coming in to jump with her heel.
Layla coming back in.
She is still a foot jumper.
And she's still a foot jumper. Thank you. Here we go. Time in question according to 2 Corinthians 10:16 with elevate 2. Finish the question.
2 Corinthians 10:16 with. With what were we the first to come all the way to you? The gospel of Christ.
Different question. Question according to 1 Corinthians 11:15. Why is her 2? Finish the question.
11:15. Why is her hair going to her forehead?
20 points. Question according to 2 Corinthians 7:12. Resistance 3. Finish the question.
7:12. For though I wrote to you, it was not for the sake of the one who did the wrong, nor for the sake of the one who suffered the wrong, but in order that your earnestness for us might be revealed to you in the sight of God.
Time out. Captains, what did you hear for the second word of his quote?
I don't remember.
Mary? Okay, 20 points. I don't know if he said though or although, but we don't know, so I'm going to give you the 20 points. It's so although. Time in question according to 1 Corinthians 7:32. Who is a? Resistance 4. Finish the question.
1 Corinthians 7:32. 7:32. Who is verse 32? Who is anxious about worldly things? The married man.
Sorry, different question. The things of the Lord.
Third team there.
Question according to 2 Corinthians 3:2. Written on 5. Finish the question.
3, 2, 3, 2. Yourselves are living on what you've been on our hearts. Yourselves are living on our hearts. We know about
20 points.
Good job.
Question according to 1 John 4:20. Who? Resistance 1. Finish the question. Time out. It was who cannot. But I let you repeat what you thought you heard. That's why I let you proceed. Sorry. Good try. We'll just leave it as is. Okay. Time in question according to 1 John 1:10. What do 4. Finish the question. Time out. I heard you say truth, and it's word. Good try. Time out.
I'd like to use my second half coach.
Alrighty. 4 oomph.
Five seconds.
And that's time, coaches. Come on back. Different question.
Shake off.
Question according to 1 Corinthians 4:17. Why did Elevate 1, finish the question.
According to 1 Corinthians 4:17, why did I? Why did I send you Timothy, my beloved and faithful, to remind you of my ways in Christ?
That's it.
Substitution.
Time up.
I'd like to make Lindsay my captain.
All right.
How much time is left?
21
And the
seconds.
second half first time out?
Yep.
For resistance?
Five seconds.
If there is a tie, we'll go into overtime 2 minutes. All right, coaches, that is time. There we go. Time in question according to 2 Corinthians 12:20. Oh, 5. Finish the question.
12, 20, what do I think?
Time off. It was 12:21, so it was a split reference.
Time
Put the
out,
time
era.
back.
Need a new captain?
Yep, I got it.
Right.
Thank you.
Back to 21.
Next, we're moving on. Time in question according to 1 Corinthians 12:27, of whom? 2. Finish the question.
12:27, who of whose body of Christ is the one of whom is the body of Christ?
20 points.
Time out, Chris out.
I'd like to make Layla my captain.
Layla's captain. Time in question according to 2 Corinthians 11:13. Resistance 3. Finish the question.
11:13. 11:13. Quote.
Not a quote, sorry.
Good try. Take it out.
Buzz, buzz, buzz.
Quiz. All right. Let's see what the final scores are.
Final scores: in third place we have Resistance with 30 points. In second place we have Elevate with 60 points. And in first place we have Oomph with 380 points. Coaches, please confirm your scores.
We had a perfect quiz up. I can tell you don't like what I'm saying about the jump. Here's my thing. If you disagree with the rule, have them take it up at the main meeting. Don't fight with the quiz masters about it. It sounded kind of passive aggressive, your comments.
On the jump?
Yeah, about enforcing the jump.
No, not at all on the jump, actually. I disagree with the rule, but
Yes.
not the quiz.
Okay.
I do think that the rule should be changed simply because it's not directed at you whatsoever.
Okay.
It is directed at the rule.
Yeah.
Because I can say my kid has a whatever condition, just a foot jump, and get an advantage, and there's no whatsoever.
There's no criteria.
There's no criteria, so they can jump with their foot. So I think it's a stupid rule to enforce when I can just say, oh, my legs hurt, so I'm not jumping.
I would like to interject that any foot jumper has a disadvantage because they can't walk up here to the front and watch the eyes of the quiz master. That's a big, big plus for anybody who knows how to do it.
For 5% of the quizzes
Well,
that do it and do it
there's
well.
a lot of people where I come from that do that.
Here's
There
the
is.
bottom line. I think that as Christians, they're the rules, and we either enforce them or we drop the rule. Just drop the rule.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I understand the position you're in.
Yeah.
I don't like the rules.
I gotcha.
And I've already had this conversation with Jim.
Yes.
I think it should go away. I think it's a silly rule. Because if you're not gonna the foot jumper, I know what you're saying, 120%. I don't disagree.
I mean, there's some really good quizzers that do foot jump. There's a blonde gal on some team that's like, she's pretty amazing, and she doesn't.
Yeah.
And
No,
actually,
but
the rule doesn't say if you foot jump, you can't get up and walk around.
Oh,
Well,
It
they
doesn't.
have to walk to the seat and stuff too. It has
No,
to do
it doesn't say that. There's nothing that says that.
Huh.
I've seen errors given for kids that stand up though.
It shouldn't, because it doesn't say that.
Okay.
You know, if it's what we're gonna do, we should put it in the rules.
And part of it is the where I was a little upset is when I challenged. I know how that girl answers, and I clearly, because I'm tuned into
Sure,
that.
I
So
gotcha.
that's where my frustration
I getcha.
is with you.
Yeah.
My frustration's with the rule, and I know you're in a spot to enforce them, and I'm
Yeah.
that's where my
I hear
frustration
ya.
lies.
And that happens a lot of times with people who are used to quizzers. They know how they do it and they know they're right.
Yeah.
But you got to remember, we're not that.
Yeah. No,
and so they have to work
yeah.
on making it clear to everyone.
Yeah, I know the position you're in, and it's hard to hear.
Yeah.
I do understand the position you're in.
Yeah.
But the foot jump rule, I think it just.
You got great quizzes though.
Yes, they did a wonderful
And I
job.
hope it doesn't discourage them.
It-
But we
No.
were-
They
we
recovered
were
really well from
admonished to do that.
Yes,
Oh,
we were.
I know it. I know that 100%, but I don't think it's the right thing to do.
Well,
No, I don't think
yeah.
it's the right thing.
You think the rule's bad?
I think the
Yeah,
rule is.
I
I think
gotcha.
it's terrible if you're going to let anybody foot jump. And I know what you're saying, 120%.
Yeah.
There are kids with disabilities who have to.
I
So,
agree. I think it should be there, but I think
And there are kids with POTS who, if they have to jump up
Yeah,
quickly,
will pass
might
out.
get but they can still walk around. You see,
Yeah.
that's why I think it's not the rule.
That's autism.
Yes.
So,
That one that I know you started at the verse wrong. But as a coach, I know that I can't challenge against points from the floor. But in that situation, since the ruling wasn't made, can I offer advice?
Oh, okay. So this is your quizzer.
Yeah.
He started out the verse the wrong way.
Yes.
And I gave him
Was that the quote?
Was it?
Did he say? Did
Yes.
He said
he say
no.
four though?
He
Did he say
said
no?
4.
He said
4. I know he
Oh, I
said
thought,
4.
but I'm like, you were.
I know he
You
said
were
4.
at the second word,
I was.
and I probably said 4,
I know he said 4.
and then I wasn't sure about the other one.
And so I was like, I know that I can't challenge
Against the
points,
point,
but I can only
yeah.
challenge 4.
Yeah.
But I didn't know if it was purely when points have been already given, or if I could offer any.
I think if the
assistance.
points haven't been given, you can give input.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
I
What do you think?
didn't know, so I
Because it's
was-
not a challenge.
Well, he's not
Yeah.
challenging officially, but I would think that wouldn't be the case for your own team. That would count. You know what I mean?
Again, it's not specifically spelled out in the rules, so we can't give you a definitive answer.
I guess that's.
I honestly thought I heard him say it, but I wasn't close enough to him.
Yeah,
So
we had it on iPad, and I was watching it, and I'm like, but my knowledge has always been coaches can only challenge 4.
How
Like I know
do
that
Yeah.
I know that there's a stipulation when if another coach challenges 4 points, the coach can give like a counter challenge
Yes.
as to why they shouldn't.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm not extremely well versed on the rules, so.
Well, and like Jim Chickasee likes to say, if we put everything in there, it'd be like this thick.
like that IRS law.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I just I mean I don't like know necessarily what the penalty would be if they're like if it's just like, oh, you can't challenge against that, or if they would allow that. So I don't want to like obviously get into a technical for.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not really, per the rules, I'm not really supposed to ask the coaches what they heard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
ask the captains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what like I figured if you really wanted my opinion, we would ask.
But I don't think I can.
But yeah, so that's. tough.
So Dave was right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know,
You get a
yeah,
gold
I
star.
didn't speak up though.
Yeah, you
Because-
did. You told me what you heard.
Well, yeah. I guess I did say I thought I said 4, but that's
I heard it wrong. We should have gone with you, Dave, because you were closer.
maybe. But my ears are.
Well, see,
pretty
here's the thing.
clear.
I think that sometimes I hear it wrong, and I'm not exactly sure what it was
Well,
that
you-
was wrong.
The thing was, you were worried about the second word. and
But
I'm
it was that
I'm like,
first
well, I
set
think
of
that-
syllables.
Yeah.
And that's I think
Yeah,
I just
well,
focused on the wrong thing.
4 though. I'm pretty sure he said 4 though. Instead of so, although, or no, was it?
For
It's although.
It's supposed to be although.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's supposed to be so although, right? That was what it was.
Yeah, let's see.
That's quite a ways back.
Yeah, won't hurt. And it's not work for me to do it. You know, we lived in another country where like washing your clothes is really hard, and now I push a button and the water goes in, and I put it in the soap, and it's like
Yeah.
we aren't suffering very much
Where did you
here.
live?
In Jordan.
Oh wow, how long?
3.5 years.
And what brought you there?
Missionary.
Missionary?
Yeah, they don't allow missionaries.
Right.
So what were you
You were in your
teaching English
business,
or something?
doing your
and then-
business.
We were there on tourist visas that we'd have to leave the country every 3 months, and so we'd go to Damascus most of the time and get our visas stamped again and come back in. But we were studying Arabic while we were there.
My son Enoch went over to Jordan for
Oh.
a sum,
Yeah.
kind of to see if that was where he wanted to be.
And it wasn't.
No. He's in Uzbekistan.
Oh wow. How long has he been there?
2 years.
Wow.
He and his wife and our oldest granddaughter.
Oh, that's hard.
Oh,
Have you
older
been there?
granddaughter? Not yet. We're going to go this summer.
Good.
And
Wonderful.
May at the end of May. Early summer. Yeah. They came back last summer, so
That's nice.
yeah.
How old is she?
Granddaughter is just turned 2.
I left my school.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I wanted to come back to say that I actually really appreciate you as a quiz master.
Miss Mary
Keeping
says
the
so.
kids honest.
That's your
Wish more of them did that.
No, it's yours. I can only do what you do. You know.
I mean, you can give us like a couple extra bonuses. That'd be really cool.
What kind of bonus can I give you?
I don't think there's anything off the jumping roll.
Bonus
It's a throwback to the beginnings, where you had like a person who would watch the people jumping to make sure that they would actually jump.
Yeah.
So, although,
No.
yeah, I kind of heard for them,
Yeah.
and which makes sense. Just as much as
It does.
so although.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh well.
Missed it. You can't be perfect.
That's emphatically
Yeah,
true.
so, it is what it is.
Yeah. I agree. I don't think it's a bad rule.
It's just part of the game.
He insisted it wasn't, and I thought I feel like this is passive aggressive. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, then he got like super obnoxious about the
That's what was
that
passive
person is going
aggressive.
to
That's
be
what-
foot jumping
and that's
continuously.
and that's what felt passive aggressive.
Yes, that
to
was.
me.
That was.
Mhm.
You know, I try to give people a little grace for being human.
But I've talked about, Martin and I talked about this over lunch too. I think that we have to remember that as leaders, we are modeling for these kids Christ-likeness.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
we have to be careful about that.
Yeah.
Winning cannot be something that causes us to become bitter or
Yep.
angry.
Yep.
And we're not modeling Christ well when we do that.
Yep.
But we're human, so
Yep.
I'm hoping that
You know,
coaches
sometimes in the
that
moment we
slip
get-
into that will go back to their quizzes and say, hey, I shouldn't have done that. You know?
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's
Yeah.
something that's rectified.
Yeah. But I don't think it's a bad rule. I think it either needs to be there or it needs to be there and enforced or dropped.
I had not thought about the since it doesn't say continuously up. It's like a person like doing.
I'm moving
I like.
continuously.
I'm constantly moving.
Yeah.
While you're parking in.
Yes.
This is like more work than just standing up. Too. I have no idea why this. I don't know why.
Well, they don't
Just
do it on
hovering
purpose.
is
They
kind
think
of.
they didn't win it and they start going down and then they're like, oh, that was me. And then they go back up again. Well, you don't get to do that. That's happened a lot.
Thank you with the code.
Oh sure. What is it?
QU.
QU. Okay.
But we're kind of rowdy here. You know, you might want to keep your distance.
What's that?
I heard that one group is
What lineup?
We're gonna decide
You
that
heard
here
that? You
now.
heard that? That's crazy. Well, you don't need to smelling my mug. How you doing, Ken? Thanks for that meme the other day. Seemed applicable.
Was it the 18? Was
It was the cat.
it? The cat.
Moving cat.
I made that one.
You made that.
I also made the one about not to
Circle up, Kyle. You can be.
It's okay. We have to remember that we
Oh,
are
I was able to get them all right.
Oh.
And then did you see that one?
I don't think I saw that one. Yeah. I've only made one meme. It was pretty good, but it didn't get that many likes.
This one.
No chance. It was an Epstein. It was one of those Epstein things.
All right. Where is
Well,
the
there.
bitch? I'm not gonna grab this
It was when he died.
All right.
By suicide.
Of course. Here.
Suicide.
So, and Rich, just so you know, you're here. And they're here. They want to go there. So you come over here. Come on over here.
He broke his neck twice.